The Complete Works of William Shakespeare by William Shakespeare. Act I, Scene 1. Athens. Before a temple. Enter Hymen with a torch burning, a boy, in a white robe before singing, and strewing flowers. After Hymen, a nymph, encompassed in her tresses, bearing a wheaten garland. Then Theseus between two other nymphs with wheaten chaplets on their heads. Then Hippolyta the bride, led by Pirithous, and another holding a garland over her head, her tresses likewise hanging. After her Amelia holding up her train. Artesius and attendants. The song music. Roses their sharp spines being gone, not royal in their smells alone, but in their HEW. Maiden pinks, of odor faint, daisies smell less, yet most quaint and sweet time true. Primrose first-born child of her, merry springtime's herbinger, with her bells dim. Oxlips, in their cradles growing, marigolds, on death-beds blowing, lark's heels trimmy. All dear nature's children sweet, lie for bride and bridegroom's feet, strew flowers, blessing their scents. Not an angle of the air, bird melodious, or bird fair, is absent hence. The crow, the slanderous cuckoo, nor the boding raven, nor chough-whore nor chattering pie, may on our bry house pitch or sing, or with them any discord bring, but from it fly. Enter 3 queens in black, with veils stained, with imperial crowns. The 1 queen fowls down at the foot of Theseus, the 2 fowls down at the foot of Hippolyta. The 3 before Amelia. 1 queen. For pity's sake and true gentilities, hear and respect me. 2 queen. For your mother's sake, and as you wish your womb may thrive with fair ones, hear and respect me. 3 queen. Now for the love of him whom Jove hath marked the honor of your bed, and for the sake of clear virginity, be advocate for us, and our distresses. This good deed shall raise you out O.Th. Book of Trespasses, all you are set down there. Theseus. Sad lady, rise. Hippolyta. Stand up. Amelia. No knees to me. What woman I may steed that is distressed, does bind me to her? Theseus. What's your request? Deliver you for all. 1 queen. We are 3 queens, whose sovereigns fell before the wrath of cruel Creon, who endured the beaks of ravens, talents of the kites, and pecks of crows, in the foul fields of Thebes. He will not suffer us to burn their bones, to in their ashes, nor to take offense of mort all loathsomings from the blessed eye of holy Phoebus, but infects the winds with stench of our slain lords. O pity, Duke, thou purger of the earth, draw thy feared sword that does good turns to world. Give us the bones of our dead kings, that we may chapel them, and of thy boundless goodness take some note that for our crowned heads we have no roof, save this which is the lions, and the bears, and vault to everything. Theseus. Pray you, kneel not, I was transported with your speech, and suffered your knees to wrong themselves. I have heard the fortunes of your dead lords, which gives me such lamenting as wakes my vengeance, and revenge for King Capaneus was your lord the day that he should marry you, at such a season, as now it is with me. I met your groom, by Marsy's altar. You were that time fair, not Juno's mantle fairer than your tresses, nor in more bounty spread her. Your wheaten wreath was then nor threshed, nor blasted. Fortune at you dimpled her cheek with smiles. Hercules our kinsman, then weaker than your eyes, laid by his club, he tumbled down upon his Nemean hide and swore his sinews thawed, O Grafe, and time, fearful consumers, you will all devour. 1 queen. Oh, I hope some god hath put his mercy in your manhood whereto he'll infuse power, and praise you forth our undertaker. Theseus. Oh, no knees, none, widow, to the helmeted Bellona use them, and pray for me your soldier. Troubled I am. Turns away. 2 queen. Honored Hippolyta, most dreaded Amazonian, that hast slain the sith-tusked boar, that with thy arm as strong as it is white, wast near to make the male to thy sex captive, but that this thy lord, born to uphold creation in that honor first nature still did in, shrunk thee into the bound thou wast o'erflowing, at once subduing thy force, and thy affection, sole duress that equally canst prize sternings with pity, whom now I know hast much more power on him than ever he had on thee, who oust his strength and his love too, who is a servant for the 10 hour of thy speech. Dear glass of ladies, bid him that we, whom flaming war doth scorch, vendor the shadow of his sword may cool us, require him he advance it o'er our heeds, speak in a woman's key, like such a woman as any of us three, weep ere you fail, lend us a knee, but touch the ground for us no longer time than a dove's motion, when the head's plucked off. Tell him if he ith blood-sizzed field lay swoon, showing the sun, his teeth, grinning at the moon, what you would do. Hippolyta. Poor lady, say no more, I had as lief trace this good action with you as that whereto I am going, and never yet went I so willing way. My lord is taken hard deep with your distress, let him consider, I'll speak anon. 3 Queen. Oh, my petition was, kneel to Emilia. Set down in ice, which by hot grief uncandied melts into drops, so sorrow, wanting for me, is pressed with deeper matter. Emilia. Pray stand up, your grief is written in your cheek. 3 Queen. Oh woe, you cannot read it there through my tears like wrinkled peoples in a glassy stream you may behold them. Lady, alack, he that will all the treasure know earth must know the centre too. He that will fish for my least minnow, let him lead his line to catch one at my heart. Oh pardon me, extremity, that sharpens sundry wits, makes me a fool. Emilia. Pray you say nothing, pray you, who cannot feel nor see the rain, being it, knows neither wet nor dry. If that you were the ground piece of some painter, I would buy you 10 struck me gainst a capital grief indeed such heart-perked demonstration. But alas, being a natural sifter of our sex your sorrow beats so ardently upon me, that it shall make a counter reflect gainst my brother's heart, and warm it to some pity. Though it were made of stone, pray, have good comfort. Theseus. Forward to th temple, leave not out Iotia's sacred ceremony. 1 Queen. Oh, this celebration will long last, and be more costly than your suppliant's war. Remember that your fame knolls in the Eroth world. What you do quickly is not done rashly. Your first thought is more than others' labored meditance. You're premeditating more than their actions. But O Iov! Your actions, sin as they moves, as the sprays do the fish, subdue before they touch. Think, dear Duke, think what beds our slain kings have. 2 Queen. What grapes are beds, that our dear lords have none. 3 Queen. None fit for th dead, those that with cordis, knives, drams precipitants, weary of this world's light, have to themselves been death's most horrid agents, humane grace affords them dust and shadow. 1 Queen. But our lords lie blistering for the visitating sun, and were good kings, when living. Theseus. It is true, and I will give you comfort, to give your dead lords graves, the which to do, must make some work with Creon. 1 Queen. And that work presents itself to th doing, now 'twill take for me, the heats are gone tomorrow. Then, Batial's toil must recompense itself with its own sweat, now he's secure, not dreams we stand before your puissance wrenching our holy begging in our eyes to make petition clear. 2 Queen. Now you may take him, drunk with his victory. 3 Queen. And his army full of bread and sloth. Theseus. Artesius, that best knowest how to draw outfit to this enterprise the primps for this proceeding, and the number to carry such a business, forth and levy our worthiest instruments, whilst we dispatch this grand act of our life, this daring deed of fate in Wheelock. 1 Queen. Dowagers, take hands, let us be widows to our woes, delay commends us to a famishing hope. All. Farewell. 2 Queen. We come unseasonably, but when could grief call forth, as unpaying judgment can, fits time for best solicitation. Theseus. Why, good ladies, this is a service, whereto I am going, greater than any was, it more imports me than all the actions that I have foregone, or futurely can cope. 1 Queen. The more proclaiming our suit shall be neglected, when her arms able to lock Io from a synod, shall by warranting moonlight corslet thee, oh, when her twining cherries shall their sweetness fall upon thy tasteful lips, what wilt thou think of rotten kings or blubbered queens, what care for what thou feel'st not? What thou feel'st being able to make Mars spurn his dram. Oh, if thou couch but one night with her, every hourant will take hostage of thee for 100, and thou shalt remember nothing more than what that banquet bids thee to. Hippolyta. Though much unlike kneeling, you should be so transported, as much sorry I should be such a suitor, yet I think, did I not by abstaining of my joy, which breeds a deeper longing, cure their surfeit that craves a present medicine, I should pluck all ladies' scandal on me. Therefore, sir, as I shall here make trial of my prayeres, either presuming them to have some force, or sentencing for either vigor dam, prorogue this bucine as we are going about, and hang your shield afore your heart, about that neck which is my fee, and which I freely lend to do these poor queens service. All queens. Oh, help now, our cause cries for your knee. Amelia. If you grant not kneeling, my sister her petition in that force, with that celerity and nature, which she makes it in, from henceforth I'll not dare to ask you anything, nor be so hardy ever to take a husband. Theseus. Pray stand up. I am entreating of myself to do that which you kneel to have me. Pirithous, lead on the bride, get you and pray the gods for success, and return, omit not anything in the pretended celebration. Queens, follow your soldier. As before, hence you to Artesius, and at the banks of Aulis meet us with the forces you can raise, where we shall find the moiety of a number, for a bucine as more bigger looked. Since that our aim is haste, I stamp this kiss upon thy current lip, sweet, keep it as my token. Set you forward, for I will see you gone. Exeunt towards the temple. Farewell, my beauteous sister, Pirithous, keep the feast full, bate not an haurant. Pirithous. Sir, I'll follow you at heels, the feast solemnity shall want till your return. Theseus. Cosin, I charge you budge not from Athens, we shall be returning ere you can end this feast, of which, I pray you, make no abatement. Once more, farewell all. 1 Queen. Thus dost thou still make good the tongue of each world. 2 Queen. And earns the deity equal with Mars. 3 Queen. If not above him, for thou being but mortal makest affections bend to godlike honors, they themselves, some say, groan under such a moss dry. Theseus. As we are men, thus should we do, being sensually subdued, we lose our humane title. Good cheer, ladies. Flourish. Now turn we towards your comforts. Exeunt. Scene 2. Thebes. Enter Palamon and Arcite. Arcite. Dear Palamon, dearer in love than blood and our prime Cosin, yet unhardened in the crimes of nature, let us leave the city Thebes, and the temptings in't, before we further sully our gloss of youth, and here to keep in abstinence we shame as in incontinence, for not to swim with aid oth current were almost to sink, at least to frustrate striving, and to follow the common stream, till bring us to an eddy where we should turn or drown. If labor through our gain but life, and weakens. Palamon. Your advice is cried up with example. What strange ruins since first we went to school, may we perceive walking in Thebes. Scars, and bare weeds the gain oth martialist, who did propound to his bold ends honor, and golden ingots, which though he won, he had not, and now flirted by peace for whom he fought, who then shall offer to Marsy's so scorned altar? I do bleed when such I meet, and wish great Juno would resume her ancient fit of Elysee to get the soldier work, that peace might purge for her repletion, and retain anew her charitable heart now hard, and harsher than strife or war could be. Arcite. Are you not out? Meet you no ruin but the soldier in the cranks and turns of Thebes? You did begin as if you met decays of many kins, perceive you none, that do arouse your pity but th unconsidered soldier? Palamon. Yes, I pity decays where I find them, but such most that, sweating in an honorable toil, are paid with eyes to cool em. Arcite. 'Tis not this I did begin to speak of, this is virtue of no respect in thebs. I spake of thebs how dangerous if we will keep our honors, it is for our residing, where every evil hath a good color, where every seeming good's a certain evil, where not to be of en yump as they are, here were to be strangers, and such things to be, mere monsters. Palamon. 'Tis in our power, lest we fear that apes can tutors, to be masters of our manners. What need I affect another's gait, which is not catching where there is faith, or to be fond upon another's way of speech, when by mine own I may be reasonably conceived, save too, speaking it truly? Why am I bound by any generous bond to follow him follows his tailor, haply so long until the followed make pursuit? Or let me know, why mine own barber is unblessed, with him my poor chin too, for 'tis not scissored eyes to such a favourite's glass. What canon is there that does command my rapier from my hip to dangle't in my hand, or to go tiptoe before the street be foule? Either I am the fore-horse in the team, or I am none that draw ith sequent trace. These poor slight sores need not a plan in, that which rips my bosom almost to th heart's arcite. Arvenkel Creon. Palamon. He, a most unbounded tyrant, whose successes makes heaven unfurled, and villainy assured beyond its power there's nothing, almost puts faith in a fever, and deifies alone voluble chance, who only attributes the faculties of other instruments to his own nerves and act, commands men's service, and what they win it, boot and glory, on, that fears not to do harm, good, dares not. Let the blood of mine that's sibby to him be sucked from me with leeches, let them break and fall off me with that corruption. Arcite. Clear-spirited cousin, let's leave his court, that we may nothing share of his load infamy, for our milk will relish of the pasture, and we must be vile or disobedient, not his kinsmen in blood, unless in quality. Palamon. Nothing truer. I think the echoes of his shames have deft the ears of heathen Iastus. Widows' cries descend again into their throats, and have not, enter Valerius. Do audience of the gods. Valerius! Valerius! The king calories for you, yet be leaden-footed, till his great rage be off him. Phoebus, when he broke his whipstock and claimed against the horses of the sun, but whispered to the loudness of his fury. Palamon. Small winds shake him, but what's the matter? Valerius. Theseus, who where he threats appalls, hath sent deadly defiance to him, and pronounces ruin to thebs, who is at hand to seal the promise of his wrath. Arcite. Let him approach. But that we fear the gods in him, he brings not a jot of terror to us, yet what man thirds his own worth, the case is each of ours, when that his actions dragged with mind assert 'tis bad he goes about. Palamon. Leave that unreasoned. Our services stand now for thebs, not Creon, yet to be neutral to him were dishonor, rebellious to oppose, therefore we must with him stand to the mercy of our fate, who hath bounded our last minute. Arcite. So we must. Is said this war's afoot? Or it shall be, on fail of some condition? Valerius. 'Tis in motion the intelligence of state came in the instant with the defier. Palamon. Let's to the king, who, were he a quarter carrier of that honor which his enemy come in, the blood we venture should be as for our health, which were not spent, rather laid out for purchase. But alas, our hands advanced before our hearts, what will the fall oth stroke do damage? Arcite. Let th event, that never-erring arbitrator, tell us when we know all ourselves, and let us follow the becking of our chance. Exeunt. Scene 3. Before the gates of Athens. Enter Pirithous, Hippolyta, Emilia. Pirithous. No further. Hippolyta. Sir, farewell. Repeat my wishes to our great lord, of whose success I dare not make any timorous question, yet I wish him excess and overflow of power, and might be, to dure ill-dealing fortune, Speed to him, storm never hurts good gunners. Perithous. Though I know his ocean needs not my poor drops, yet they must yield their tribute there. My precious maid, those best affections, that the heavens infuse in their best tempered paces, keep enthroned in your dear heart. Amelia. Thanks, sir. Remember me to our all-royal brother, for whose speed the great Bellona I'll solicite, and since in our terrene state petitions are not without gifts understood, I'll offer to her what I shall be advised she likes. Our hearts are in his army, in his tent. Hippolyta. In's bosom, we have been soldiers, and we cannot weep when our friends down their helms, or put to sea, or tell of babes broached on the launce, or women that have sod their infants in, and after eat them, the brine, they wept at killing em. Then if you stay to see of us such spinsters, we should hold you here forever. Perithous. Peace be to you, as I pursue this war, which shall be then beyond further requiring. Exit Peer. Amelia. How his longing follows his friend. Since his depart, his sports though craving seriousness, and skill, passed slightly his Carel's execution, where nor gain made him regard, or loss consider, but playing one Bucines in his hand, another directing in his head, his mind, nurse equal to these so differing twins have you observed him, since our great lord departed? Hippolyta. With much labor, and I did love him for't, they too have cabined in many as dangerous, as poor a corner, peril and want contending, they have skiffed torrents whose roaring tyranny and power at least of these was dreadful, and they have fought out together, where death's self was lodged, yet fate hath brought them off, their knot of love, tied, entangled, with so true, so long, and with a finger of so deep a cunning, may be outworn, never undone. I think Theseus cannot be umpire to himself, cleaving his conscience into twain and doing each side like Aestus, which he loves best. Amelia. Doubtless there is a best, and reason has no manners to say it is not you. I was acquainted once with the time, when I enjoyed a playfellow. You were at wars, when she the grave enriched, who made too proud the bed, took leave o'th moon, which then looked pale at parting, when our count was each 11. Hippolyta. 'Twas Flowey N.A. Amelia. Yes. You talk of Pirithous and Theseus' love. Theirs has more ground, is more maturely seasoned, more buckled with strong iagement, and there needs the one of th other may be said to water too. Hers is ready with Palamon, and Arcite the 3 Queens. Theseus, and his lords ready. Their intertangled roots of love, but I and she I sigh and spoke of were things innocent, lewd for we did, and like the elements that know not what, nor why, yet do affect rare issues by their operance, our souls did so to one another. What she licked, was then of me approved, what not, condemned, no more arraigned. The flower that I would pluck and put between my breasts, then but beginning to swell about the blossom, oh! She would long till she had such another, and commit it to the like innocent cradle, where phoenix-like they died in perfume. On my head no toy but was her pattern. Her affections pretty though, haply, her Carels were, I followed for my most se. Riotous decking, had mine or stone some new air, or at adventure hummed on from musical coinage, why it was a note whereon her spirits would sojourn, rather dwell on, and sing it in her slumbers. This rehearsal, which every innocent whatswell comes in like old importment's bastard, has this end, that the true love tween maid and maid may be more than in sex individual. Hippolyta. Y'are out of breath, and this high-speeded pace is but to say that you shall never like the maid Flavina love any that's called man. Amelia. I am sure I shall not. Hippolyta. Now, alack, weak sister, I must no more believe thee in this point, though and I know thou dost believe thyself, then I will trust the sickly appetite, that loathes even as it longs. But sure, my sister, if I were ripe for your persuasion, you have said enough to shake me from the arm of the all-noble Theseus, for whose fortunes I will now in, and kneel with great assurance, that we, more than his Pirithous, possess the high throne in his heart. Amelia. I am not against your faith, yet I continue mine. Exeunt. Cornets. Scene 4. A field before Thebes. Dead bodies lying on the ground. A battail stroke within, then a retreat, flourish. Then enter Theseus, victor, herald and attendants. The three queens meet him, and fall on their faces before him. 1 Queen. To thee no star be dark. 2 Queen. Both heaven and earth friend thee forever. 3 Queen. All the good that may be wished upon thy head, I cry amen to't. Theseus. Th impartial gods, who from the mounted heavens view us their mortal herd, behold who are, and in their time chastise, go and find out the bones of your dead lords, and honor them with treble ceremony, rather than a gap should be in their dear rights, we would supplight. But those we will depute, which shall invest you in your dignities, and even each thing our hast does leave imperfect, so adieu, and heaven's good eyes look on you. What are those? Exeunt queens. Herald. Men of great quality, as may be judged by their appointment, sown of Thebes have told's they are sisters' children, nephews to the king. Theseus. By th helm of Mars, I saw them in the war, like to a pair of lions, smeared with prey, make lanes and troops aghast. I fixed my note constantly on them, for they were a mark worth a god's view. What prisoner was that told me when I inquired their names? Herald. Why leave, they are called Arcite and Palamon. Theseus. 'Tis right those. They are not dead? Herald. Nor in a state of life, had they been taken, when their last hurts were given, 'twas possible. 3. Hearse is ready. They might have been recovered, yet they breathe and haw the name of men. Theseus. Then like men use them. The very lees of such, millions of rates, exceed the wine of others, all our surgeons convent in their behoof, our richest balmus rather than niggard, waft, their lives concern us much more than Thebes is worth, rather than have them freed of this plight, and in their mourning state, sound and at liberty, I would em dead, but 40,000-fold we had rather have em prisoners to us than death. Bear em speedily from our kind to them unkind, and minister what man to man may do for our sake more, since I have known frights, fury, friends' behests, love's provocations, zeal, a mistress tasky, desire of liberty, a fever, man's, has set a mark which nature could not reach to without some imposition, sickness in will or wrastling strength in reason. For our love and great Apollo's mercy, all our best their best skill tender. Lead into the city, where having bound things scattered, we will post, flourish. To Athens for our army. Exeunt. Music. Scene 5. Another part of the same. Enter the queens with the hearses of their knights, in a funeral solemnity, and see. Vernies and odors bring away, vapors, sighs darken the day. Our dole more deadly looks than dying, balmus, and gums, and heavy cheers, sacred vials filled with tears, and clamors through the wild air flying. Come all sad and solemn shows, that are quicky wide pleasures foes, we convent not else but woes. We convent and see. 3 Queen. This funeral path brings to your household's grave, Io sees on you again, peace sleep with him. 2 Queen. And this to yours. 1 Queen. Yours this way, heavens lend 1,000 differing ways to one sure end. 3 Queen. This world's a city full of straying streets, and death's the marketplace, where each one meets. Exeunt severally.